The movie opens with Stokes, a nervous woman, arriving at a hotel room for her first sexual encounter with a younger man. She is nervous, and her age only adds to the anxiety. Leo Grant, on the other hand, is a young guy who finishes his coffee in a small coffee shop near the hotel. Stokes, after waiting for a knock on the door, drinks a glass of strong drink and looks through the peephole before deciding to meet Leo. She greets him with a kiss on the cheek and smiles kindly at her, trying to put on a brave face. Leo, knowing that she is nervous, compliments her perfume and starts a casual conversation to win her over. After pouring himself a drink, he proceeds to discuss the desires and preferences of his client. They start talking about music, but the conversation takes a turn when Leo starts talking about what he came for. It is revealed that Nancy is a middle-aged woman who has lived a long and happy life, but she has never known true pleasure. After her husband died, she invited Leo, a 19-year-old, to her place to get rid of her shyness and add some excitement to her life. Nancy is hesitant, and she rushes around the room, changing her mind several times. Leo remains calm and tries to convince her that there is nothing wrong with her desires. He manages to calm her down a little, and Nancy goes to the bathroom to change into a more appropriate outfit. Leo, meanwhile, chooses to stress-eat a chocolate bar, which later becomes a problem when Nancy cannot stand the smell. When she returns, Nancy admits that she is still not ready for close contact. Leo, however, is interested in finishing what he started, and he persuades Nancy to lie down together under the covers. They talk for a long time about Leo's family, and Nancy tells him about her adult children. The conversation then turns to Nancy's personal life, and she admits that there are many things she would like to try with her husband, but he considered it humiliating and did not allow her to experiment. The two then share an intimate moment, and the film cuts to a few days later when Nancy calls Leo again. This time, she is well prepared, having made a list of things she would like to try. However, despite choosing what interests her, she rushes around the room and struggles to make a decision. Leo takes his time to arrange the client and shares a frank story about why he likes to communicate with older women. He helps Nancy deal with her body image issues and showers her with compliments, allowing her to see the beauty in herself. Eventually, they get to the point, and both are pleased with what happened. However, Nancy ruins everything by claiming to Leo that she figured out his real name. This angers Leo, who feels that the client crossed the line and climbed into his personal life. He leaves, telling her never to call him again. A few minutes later, the man returns to retrieve his forgotten phone and confides in the woman about his past. He reveals that his mother had told everyone that he had died after learning about his addictions, and had not communicated with him for many years. Despite searching for his phone, Leo cannot locate it, leading to an awkward conversation. Finally, he finds the phone and bids farewell to the woman, kissing her on the cheek before leaving. Nancy is convinced that she will never see Leo again, and that she will miss out on everything he could offer her. However, she calls him a couple of weeks later, agreeing to meet in the hotel restaurant instead of the room. At first, Nancy feels uncomfortable upon seeing a waitress who was once her student, but Leo still arrives for the date. Nancy apologizes for her earlier behavior and admits to recommending him to her friends who also lacked the time for a proper introduction to family life. Finally, Nancy decides to abandon all pretense and confesses to the waitress about who Leo is to her and what services she utilizes. The couple returns to the room and finally engages in what Nancy has always dreamed of, but once again, she fails to experience the final satisfaction. Leo searches his bag for a device that could help, but the old woman manages to achieve it on her own. The couple parts ways, knowing that it is for good. Nancy desires to be remembered as the young and beautiful woman that Leo saw her as, rather than the elderly woman who can no longer experience anything. After bidding Leo goodbye, Nancy looks at herself in the mirror, for the first time in many years, with a truly happy smile. And thus the movie comes to a close.